that they didn't have. For everyone who has been able to come out and attend, even in this different digital format. I think the convention went really well. We learned new things. We learned a lot of new things this year, and we did our absolute very best. And I think that, all in all, it's been a great weekend. We did a lot of stuff in Twitch, and at this point, we now have 70 Twitch followers. We've reached affiliate status, so we're going to be able to bring you some more content and make that a little bit more of a regular thing that we're going to try and utilize throughout the year.
Okay. I think they're saying they can't hear.
We're going to have more content in the future. And at this point, I do want to thank you to all the DMs who streamed, and Andy Diekman, especially to Andy, for her wonderful painting sessions. And hopefully we'll be seeing much more from her in the future. And so I'm going to hand it off to Beth to talk a little bit about Harvesters and our convention stats.
Absolutely. So I'm going to be transparent and honest, because that's what I'm known for. Hey, don't be rude. I was a little worried about the raffle this year, because I know a lot of people are hurting right now. One of the organizations we partner with every single year is Harvesters. As those of you guys who know, the worst of us that this pandemic has hit, Harvesters are trying to help those people as much as possible. So every dollar that we were able to raise, it means... How many meals do they say? I can't remember now. I
3
think
meals
4.
for every $1.
3 meals for every $1. You all were able to raise over $1,500 for Harvesters. Which is just...
4,500.
What?
4,500 meals.
Oh, yes. 4,500 meals. That is absolutely amazing to me. I am so absolutely proud to be part of a community that supports Harvesters every year. It's just amazing. So there were 23 total prizes this year. And again, like I said, a little over $1,500 raised. Thank you guys. Just thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much.
In terms of badges sold, we had just shy of 300. So 294 badges, with over 300 people logging into the Discord server. Which means a couple of our exhibitors don't have their badges.
There's a lot of people that don't have badges yet, so I'm going to have to reconcile that. It's over 300 people.
It is, and it's really, really amazing.
Yeah, we had a lot more activity on the Discord server than I had ever even dreamed of us having.
Yeah.
And at this point, hopefully, it will continue to be something that we look into next year, even if we're back in person. continue
Yeah.
back to being an in-person convention, but have an online component.
Yeah, that this year has definitely taught us a lot about that kind of stuff. So some more statistics, because I like throwing numbers at you guys. We had 102 gaming events that had tickets sold, claimed, right? So that means so many events ended up running this weekend. I remember midday Saturday just scrolling down as you guys have noticed, a ton of channels. And there were people, talking with exhibitors. Like, every channel had something going on. It was absolutely amazing to watch.
There's like 7 games happening right now still.
It's true. It's absolutely true. It's just
and we don't
fantastic.
have to kick them out of the boardroom at this point. It's great.
It's true. Yeah, we don't have to kick them out because we have to box everything up. So yeah, just really fantastic turnout for an online convention like this. This is the first time any of us have done this for Midwest Game Fest in this capacity. Just, my goodness. Your love and support is overwhelming. And on that note, as I'm getting a little teary-eyed, I'm going to hand it over to Brett.
Hey, so Brad Kelly, we're going to talk about some other pieces of information about the convention. I want to definitely mention Meeple-a-thon, which was one of our partners this year. Meeple-a-thon is, like us, traditionally an in-person event. They have a big raffle of donations throughout a 24-hour period. They raise money for the I'm not looking at it, but it's the Hillcrest Homeless Youth. That's not the exact name. But they've been growing and growing and growing every year. They've been doing it, I think, for 3 years. And then this year, COVID happened, and suddenly it was like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? And there wasn't really infrastructure to make this happen online. And so, they piggybacked as sort of a sub-event inside our event, and we've helped promote and that sort of thing. So I don't have metrics on those things. David over there will hopefully communicate that, and we can get that out in a message and on Facebook. They did have their auction closed a little over an hour ago. Not sure how the numbers worked out for that. I think there are still some items for sale, and you can if you're interested, go over there. It's at meeple2020.givesmart.com. That's MEEPLE 2020.givesmart.com, and help out with that. We also had $30 donated through our merchandise store to that cause, so thank you for who bought those. One of the big innovations this year was the introduction of our virtual convention space, not just the Discord-based virtual convention space, but like an actual virtual reality experience. If you had an Oculus Rift or any other type of virtual reality goggle, you could experience it in 3D. But for most of us, it's just running in a web browser. Sometimes it worked great. Sometimes it had some hiccups. But it was a learning experience. We got a lot of good ideas out of there, some things we'll do differently, and that sort of thing. We'll be posting some video of that. I don't know when, hopefully sometime soon. For those who could not make it in, we did a walkthrough and talked to people and that kind of thing. The art show is a virtual room off of the exhibitor hall. It was so cool. You really need to go see it. Likewise, we'll be posting video of that to save you the trouble of clicking the link to go see it. We'll make a video about it. There was a theater that was showing movies. We had a fun room where you could make dinosaurs and castles and airplanes. There's an X-Wing fighter in there. You just do whatever you can fly. It's really kind of cool and fun. And then there was also the Phi Chen room. There was a special sort of like a medieval village set up for the Phi Chen trading. They had a giant spreadsheet on the wall. Michael Katz, the AL organizer, conducted all that business there, and it's really, really cool. So David Berg, who's the tech guy behind all that innovation, is not here with us. I don't know why. But he is great.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, it's Sauron himself. So maybe Dave could say a few words if you'd like to. If he doesn't like to, I understand. Sauron doesn't have any speaking parts.
But thank you, Dave, so much. You did a lot of heavy
Yes.
lifting.
Thank you.
To get this thing to actually work. It has been just fantastic how much we were able to accomplish in what is actually probably a fairly short amount of time for what we tried to pull off.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
we can.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. In the midst of all the other chaos that is going on in COVID land this year, I was phenomenally happy to see the use that did happen with it. It is really cool. It's a cool space. The convention being done in Discord, I was really happy to see what went on. What Brandy was able to do with the art show, and the contest that she hosted. I know, because I built a lot of these worlds, how much effort that people put into them. Even the vendors that came in put a lot of effort into setting up their tables, just like you would in a regular convention. It all laid out so really nicely, and was glad to see that the effort that was put into getting it all here was actually useful and used during the convention. We have lots of ideas and stuff for ways to tweak it, make it better. I want to give a big shout out to Mozilla Hubs for actually developing this social environment, and putting it out there for people to be able to use. We have used it and pushed it probably far beyond what they ever intended it to be. But I'd like to say a big thank you to them. I know no one from there is listening right now, but I can tell you that if what we did would not have been possible without an entity like they are. So, and what they have done, just like all of our many sponsors that kind of helped to give us the opportunity to do the things that we did for the charity side of what we do. For the convention aspect, Mozilla Hubs was a key factor for that. And our ability to get in there and do the things that we did and provide a social space for them using that was wonderful. Very happy with it. I hope that everybody had an opportunity to come see it. We don't have any intentions, at least at the moment, from what I understand, of tearing down anything. So things like the art show, the art exhibit, as long as Mozilla is keeping these spaces alive, like they've initially said that they were going to do, all that stuff's going to be available. People can still go out there and see all of the cool contributions that people did, and the art contest and who won, and all of that's in there, and it's going to be live until we basically go in and say, no, it's time to close it. It's time to do the next one for next year. But I would say if you didn't get a chance to get to the convention this year, but you're interested in Midwest Game Fest, go check out the stuff that's still alive. Check out the videos that we're going to be putting out. It was a very, very fun and entertaining way of doing a convention. We've done the live ones, the in-person ones for so long that, I know there was a great deal of effort from everybody that's in this room and beyond to make this thing happen like it did this year. So kudos and thank you to everybody who spent long sleepless nights to get it all up and running. I know that I was looking in at 3:00 in the morning, and there were some of you, Brad Kelly, who were in there, and I would shoot messages to, and I expected to be seen in the morning and not then. And people were very willing to come in and help test stuff, and we did what, in my opinion, was amazing for an online convention in this COVID era. I mean, It's nothing that I have seen done anywhere. We looked at big conventions like Gen Con kind of as a metric for what we wanted to do and maybe take it a step further. And in my opinion, we were able to pull off a whole lot of stuff that just because our planning group actually anticipated that COVID may go on this long, and we had the good fortune of having a little extra time to put some of this stuff together. It just all fell in a row for us, and we were very lucky and fortunate. And as a convention goes, for an online aspect, I personally think that there should probably be something like this in the future, even with Midwest Game Fest, when we go back to the in-person thing, because it gives people an opportunity who can't actually get to the show to participate. We advertise on Facebook, all across the globe to let people know about this. And I will tell you that in my heart, I would love to have people, even in the future, be able to come in and play games with us and sit at tables and do things like this that bring in that community and that experience. And, you get different shared venues like that and ideas and philosophies when you bring in more people, and it just gets better. So thank you to everyone.
You had said something about people all over the world. We actually had someone mention in our Twitch chat that someone from the Philippines was at their table.
Yeah, we were gaming with him until 2:30 in the morning last night in my D&D Adventures League game.
Is that not so cool?
It's amazing. It's amazing.
It was amazing. We had people from the East Coast, the West Coast. We had people from Europe this year. That is probably the farthest reach we've ever actually managed to get, outside of... we have the one dedicated gentleman who flies in from Australia, whose name is escaping me, if you guys remember him.
Oh, I do, definitely.
But,
He's
this
amazing.
is... Yeah, no, the fact that people are willing to come to the Midwest to see our stuff, to hang out with us, speaks a lot to the fact that we are a convention that is worth having every year.
Go ahead.
I want to call out something else when we talk about... we decided pretty early that we were gonna... Well, early. That we were gonna move to online... because we didn't feel that it would be safe. And our volunteers, everyone that you see up on the stream. Oh, look, another pet. We've had a cat and a dog now.
I'm tired of her barking for the pizza. I'm like, just look at the pizza, call it a day.
But anyway, the people that you see on this stream put in so much of their time to make this happen, and I really, really want to call that out, because Andy, Brad, Laura, Brandy, Dave, Steph, these people, this convention could not have happened without their hard work.
Yeah, I want to give a special shout out also to Wade and Rob.
Yes.
Wade and Rob Kraft, who are not on the stream with us. I'm sure they're watching out on Twitch.
Like cowards. Cowards not being here. Just saying.
They have their reasons. We're not going to judge anyone for not wanting to hop on the stream. But
I'll tell
them
you.
And Cole and all
Greg.
of our other Greg and all of our other volunteers, the people who helped mod the Twitch, the people who helped in our tech support, the people who helped build all of the systems that we've used and make sure that everything went smoothly. Tabletop Game and Hobby. A special shout out to Laura. We would not be literally here right now on Twitch with you without Laura Croston and her amazing skills that she has developed assisting Tabletop Game and Hobby, and us and Meeple-a-thon to move into an online setting for streaming that we had no concept of until And
Well,
it
you
all
pushed
feels
those
cool.
buttons so good.
You did.
So good.
I would not have been able to accomplish even a quarter of it without you being there to help out the entire time. And speaking of
True,
helping people out and stepping up for our streaming, Andy, you have been the star of our Twitch streams this entire weekend. You are a natural and fantastic, and everyone has loved them so much. Just working on the back end and watching the video, I have learned more about miniature painting than I ever thought that I would. And there are so many techniques and tips and tricks and just really basic, they should be common sense, but who would think you need to water down the paint after you buy it?
I know, right?
That I'm going to approach
the
any
thing.
type of painting like completely differently going from here. And
So
hopefully we'll be able to
normally,
work with-
Steph and I wouldn't be able to go to those events because we're busy organizing and all that kind of stuff. But because of the nature of this event this year, we were able to hear a lot of Andy's stuff, and it was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. The Q&A today was number one, my favorite, by the way.
Oh, thank you guys.
We're still on.
Yes. Certainly, and of course, the kits that Andy was painting throughout the weekend are available at Tabletop Game and Hobby. They actually put little packs together with the colors for each individual one, and you go out to YouTube, go out to Twitch, watch the video a couple times so you can paint along with her. She did an amazing job walking everyone through the logic and the steps that she went through, and it was just fantastic being able to sit and watch owlbears and tieflings and dragons come alive under her very, very skillful hands.
Oh, thank you so much.
Real quick, Laura, I need to interrupt you. Our Twitch chat is letting us know that you specifically are muted.
What?
Did you pull in your audio source?
Well, then we made you talk because you did so much hard work. We had to do it.
We'll have to just back up a little bit. We'll have to do that whole bit again, so that
We'll
way
have to do
everyone
the
can hear more.
whole series again. This whole
Yep.
20 minutes.
Cancel the
We'll-
whole
we'll-
closing ceremony. We're
we'll
just gonna
fix it.
stop.
It's
and
over!
restart the
No,
whole
we'll
thing.
fix it in post. No one will ever know.
Fix it. No. Okay.
Post in a live event.
All right, that should be better. Yeah.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got
Yep.
confirmation.
Yeah.
We
So
have
just so
confirmation
we're
now.
clear, there will be exactly 0 fixing anything in post ever. So no, not happening.
Say that now.
Laura was telling us about Tabletop Game and Hobby, their Twitch stream that's also going to be coming up. We're going to be posting these videos to YouTube, probably here in maybe a week or so. You can come back anytime you want and watch the videos again. Was there anything that I missed that you had covered?
I'm sure that I said amazing words that I super enjoyed hearing myself, but I don't know that anybody else needs to hear them. I was going to say that Andy really 100% should post her links to the kits in the chat so people can go find those.
You do. There was
But
one of
can-
them that
doesn't it
I'm
have to be a
gonna
mod?
start on.
Doesn't it have to be a mod though to do that?
I thought that
That's
I thought we
Oh,
allowed
she
her
is.
to, maybe.
I can get them added. I have the links. Let me just find where I put them, and I will drop them in the chat. So if you want to rewatch those
Thank
videos, you can order the minis in a bundle with the paints that I used, as well as the minis I painted.
Does somebody want to?
Fantastic.
We can mod Andy really fast if nothing else, right?
Yeah, Andy, have you typed anything in here so far?
Yeah, I typed a few things.
Oh yeah, she
in
just
here.
did.
I was trying to reply to a few people.
Yeah, I saw that. That's fantastic.
Yep.
Do you want me to help finish that one? Before we open the next one?
have we, Brandy, have you been able to talk about the art show yet? Because
No, but we
holy
should.
moly. Another
Yes.
thing that I was kind of worried about was how that would translate to an online space. And wow, just awesome. You did phenomenal job. We did mention the art room and how great it was. Definitely. But yeah, can you talk a little bit about that? I'm an interviewer now.
Thank you. I was very pleasantly surprised by all the entries that we had. I wasn't sure how it was going to translate into an online only event. So I was really excited that we ended up getting a lot of entries. I think there were 22 total.
Some really
And
good
so we
stuff.
had entries in every category. So we've got some prizes that are going out. And it was the whole virtual thing. I got it set up kind of late, but if you get a chance to go in there, it's really cool to look at. So thank you to Dave for getting that like room set up so that we could put things in there.
Hi.
And Nicola wants to say hello.
All right. Well,
So yeah, it was
and there was also the silent auction, and I know that there was probably at least one, maybe some more that sold, I think. So we'll get all that kind of stuff processed, and we'll talk about some of that here in a second.
I just want to throw out to everybody that this event, even an online version, and both our in-person event are really family events. I mean, you see Brandy trying to juggle kids and
Sherry stuck up behind
and
Brad
sharing
back
stuff with us. I'm telling you that we have kids at our in-person stuff that are doing painting events, and we put plastic down all over the floor in the convention hall, and it takes really special people to be able to juggle all of that, and a lot of patience. And I tell you, it's just been wonderful. But I wanted to kind of toss that in. Little ones are always welcome. That's why I started doing it, because I wanted to get my kids exposed to this kind of an environment and let them share in some of the experiences of convention life. And we have, every year, it has gotten better and more inclusive, and the kids matter, and please don't be afraid to bring them. We have kids, we have stuff for kids to do, and we have stuff for adults to do. And like I said, the painting stuff that Andy's done with them really gets them into it, and I love it. I love seeing it. And Brandy's little ones, you hear them in the background, but hey, that's all a part of it. But Midwest Game Fest is for everybody, and young and old, and whatever walk of life you have, it's an inclusive thing, and come check it out in person if and when we're able to do that again. And if we're doing another online thing, absolutely come play with us, and we will find ways to expand it and make sure that everybody has something to do. I mean, the painting stuff is awesome. Love it. I didn't get to experience it, but I'm going to go back and watch it. I was too busy doing tech stuff, so just kudos to everyone. Thank you again.
Yeah.
Oh, and to just put a shout out for Tabletop Events, they also streamed events over the weekend. So their videos are up over there for any of the Meeple-a-thon, Midwest Game Fest stuff that they posted. I know personally, I missed their dice making video really early on Thursday, and I've been kicking myself the whole weekend to go back out there and watch it. So that's gonna be like one of the first things I do. They post stuff quite frequently. Laura can probably attest to. They have a lot of quality stuff on there. So if you haven't already followed us, please follow. We would appreciate you greatly, and go out and follow Tabletop Game and Hobby as well.
Yes, absolutely. We were, in fact, co-marketing with them this whole weekend. As part of this tentpole event with Meeple-a-thon and Midwest Game Fest, and there's kind of a lot of cross-pollination. Really cool, some fun synergy there. I also want to talk about the cosplay contest. We don't have Heather here, But there was a fun time Saturday afternoon, mostly on Facebook, and the cosplay posts are there. We'll be putting an update on our website about it. It was a cash prize event. There were some really good entries again, and a lot of fun. Some new people, a lot of young people involved in the competition. So again, part of getting new people into this hobby and letting them fall in love with it, just like we are. So I wanted to talk about fulfillment. So there's a number of things that people out there may be waiting on from us. So there's the raffle. And if you're a raffle winner who received a digital item, then you would have gotten last night an email from us with instructions on how to redeem those items. If it was a hardback that was or something like that, where we had to have you talk to the merchant or whoever donated it, that email also would have gone out. There are other types of things, though. There's locally sourced stuff. I can vote for stuff. Okay.
I love that, locally sourced. Like tomatoes, vegetables, free-range RPG books.
Well, what I meant by that, locally sourced wasn't the right word, I guess, but things that are designed for people to choose in the raffle if they're here locally, because we're not going to ship them. We're going to take it to you and meet at a game store like Tabletop or Game Cafe or Peculiar or somewhere else, Level 1, for example, and exchange that stuff. That stuff still needs to be worked out. Also, some things with special arrangement can be shipped. Those things can also be worked out. The swag bags, that's all digital. You should have gotten a couple of emails through the course of the weekend with links to get that stuff, some discount codes. Some of those expire tonight. Please look for those emails. It went out to all the badge holders. If you don't have a badge, you didn't get an email. So there's a page at the website with the swag stuff. It's on the sponsorship section. And if you were an attendee and you feel like you didn't get the email or something like that, get in touch with us. Contact information is on the website. And we'll see what we can work out. We also had a number of merchandise orders. That's all physical stuff. We'll be putting our swag bags, our physical swag bags together. We did have a number of orders of those, and we'll be making arrangements to get those to people as well. Our VIGs are going to get their physical items. The idea there was that they need to be local, so we can take them to people. But under special circumstances, we can get those shipped. So we'll figure that out. We did have mugs and the typical stuff that we have. That's all the business stuff that I had, and I know that everybody here has done an amazing job. This whole effort here has been about 300 or 400% more than normal. We kind of had a process that's been working for us for several years and very comfortable with it, and it just all went away. And everything was new. We tried to adapt our existing processes to a virtual space, and some of the things worked, some things did not. And this is all a big experiment. I was tickled with the way things turned out. So super happy. So many games were happening concurrently at the same time. Very few cancellations once the event started. And the people I saw were having a good time. I don't remember any angry people. So we don't want to talk about sort of back end stuff publicly. So that's another meeting for another time.
Well, we did have one question come up from Twitch, and I'm positive that we want to talk about it. And that is, what group is actually behind Midwest Game Fest?
Who is behind Midwest Game Fest? The Role Players Guild of Kansas City, Steph, I believe, is. Would you like to talk about the Role Players Guild of Kansas City?
The Role Players Guild Kansas City is our parent organization. I am the guild master. Brad is the Castellan. Beth is the Seneschal. We also have Dave as our Horde Master, and a few other associated individuals who help us out throughout the year as well. Rob is our Scribe, and Bill Michaels, who couldn't be here this weekend, is our Overlord. So we are a nonprofit group based in the Kansas City area that is responsible for promoting gaming of all sorts. So hobby games, primarily RPGs, tabletop miniatures, and board games. We coordinate with a whole bunch of different partners, like other conventions, other organizations. We're even involved with like a couple like local events, like school groups, through recruits and things like that. And so our whole purpose is to try and grow the hobby, to keep the youngins, like Brandy's kids or everybody else's kids, to bring them into the fold that is RPGs, the loving, accepting fold of fantasy role-playing or sci-fi role-playing or future role-playing or whatever it is that we're doing. And we put on Midwest GameFest every year. We help out with other conventions. We host monthly game days. So if you guys liked what we did this weekend, come back on December the 5th. We're going to have a monthly game day. It will be over in our other server, which is the RPGKC server. So if you go out to our website, rpgkc.org, that'll get you information about us. Officer nominations are coming up, and we're going to have elections in January. Again, we're a nonprofit, so every penny that you plug in to this convention just gets turned back into making the convention next year even better and promoting local events. We don't make any money off of this, folks. It's all done from the heart. And I just can't thank you guys enough for coming out and supporting us, for supporting Midwest Game Fest. I hope you support the Role Players Guild of Kansas City as well. I hope you come check out our other events that we host, monthly game days or any other events at other conventions. It's only $15 to become a member for the year, and membership is generally going to get you quite a few perks, but one of the big ones that a lot of people like is you get discounts at a lot of the local conventions, and those discounts will usually pay for the badge itself if you're attending more than 2 cons in a year, including Midwest Game Fest, and CantCon, and TsunamiCon, and a bunch of the other local cons. So if you're a local gamer, it is worth checking out RPGKC, becoming a member, and we even have family memberships. I'm sorry, I talked about individual memberships, but family memberships are for 2 adults and any number of kids you care to cover, and those are only $25. So at this point, we really want to, grow the group and get more people involved. The more people that get involved, the more people volunteer, and the more volunteers means less work for us in the long run. So come out and support us. And we'll be doing, other stuff, and we'll be continuing to promote Midwest Game Fest every year as long as we can. Is there anything I forgot, Brad?
Oh no, that was a fantastic sales pitch.
It was okay.
It was, it was all right. It was okay.
Why
don't you give me credit?
Well, it was, I can't follow.
It's been so long since I was in an elevator, I forgot my 30-second elevator pitch.
No, that was great. Yeah, so monthly game days, they're all online for the foreseeable future. If you want to submit an event, there's a forum on the website. We'd love to have you. There's no judgment, and it's all open.
And you don't have... Oh, go ahead, Laura.
Sorry, and if you'd like to either host or attend a virtual event specifically, like if there's a specific game you want to play online, etc., please let us know. Drop us an email, and also let us know if there's any ongoing Twitch channel content that you'd like to see. We'd love to hear your suggestions and requests.
Yes, we are going to be looking into creating and hosting additional content, throughout the year. It's probably going to be through the Midwest Game Fest Twitch channel, just so we can keep this one relevant. So that way we're ready to go and got all of our subscribers ready for next year. Because we're not going away anytime soon. Whether or not we come back and see each other in person between here and the heat death of the universe, we're still going to be around. And we're still going to be putting on Midwest Game Fest. And we're still going to be trying to bring you guys the best event that we can. At this point, I think we've pretty much covered all of the important stuff. Oh, actually, small thing. Technically, merch sales are still open until 7 p.m. You got 15 minutes. We got shirts, we got dice, we got swag bags. Man, the value on those swag bags, they're only $5, and there's like PDF codes for PDFs that are like $10 in there. So it pays for itself. So go out there, What?
Local delivery only.
Local delivery only. I'm sorry. Yes. For the 15 people that are viewing us right now, local delivery only. And of course, if it's after 7 p.m. or you're watching this on a rerun, come visit us next year and get neat merch next year. But at this point, I think we're good. And
well,
want to say
we mentioned exhibitors and sponsors earlier, I think, but I did want to give a shout out to the incredible exhibitors and sponsors that we had this year. And unfortunately, I'm not looking at a list, but Play to Beat Brain Cancer, a stalwart with us. Crypt Monkey Studios has been with us for years. Parlor Games, JTP Games here, local in town. Project Shiro. Maybe I should just look at a list before I start forgetting people. Hang on just a second.
Well, while he's doing that, Rob, one of our officers, wanted to call out Michael and Wally.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
We're working with our... Yeah, and Kat with HOR.
Yes, all our play guys
she wasn't able to be here tonight, but just our organized play organizers, like are getting the GMs for the games that you love. I mean, big shout out to them.
You guys moved mountains, and those mountains made it so that everybody could show up and play and had a great time.
Those
we
mountains
literally
are
would
also
not have been here without you guys.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
Yeah, I also want to mention on the exhibitor side, Coventry Decor. Aradia is a good friend of the con. I mentioned Crypt Monkey. There's also, let's take a look here. Danny's Crochet, a new exhibitor this year. Custom crochet work, fun stuff. D&D Elise, a Dungeons & Dragons author, and maybe some other stuff. I'm not really sure about her entire repertoire. But go out to MidwestGameFest.org, look at the exhibitors. Those links are still there. She's still selling stuff. There's some coupons in our swag stuff. Or stuff. Dorky Dino, of course, here. Brandy with us. Yes. Fabulous stuff. If you like cute stuff, you're really, really good at cute dinosaurs, cute gaming, cute dice, cute watercolors.
Really great presents.
She's kind of nailed down. People. What's that?
Really great presents to mail people. I bought a bunch of stuff to send out because we're all doing smaller gifts because of shipping.
Anyone who's masculine enough to embrace the cute side of things, absolutely. Totally. Like myself.
Literally, like you.
I just said it.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly.
Yes. You can also ship directly to them, and I offer gift wrapping.
So it's not just local.
Yes.
Brandy ships. Brandy ships. So fantastic stuff. Dragon Claw Chainmail here in town. Wonderful custom chainmail products, dice bags, that sort of stuff. Also a pretty avid D&D streamer. Very talented fellow. Phone Brain Games. They sell mostly gaming accessories like dice and things like that. And I'm not remember the whole repertoire, but things to accompany games. Hedgecrafts. She makes custom leather cases, and there's like a leather scroll for your characters, and a whole bunch of custom-made crafty stuff, which is really cool. We have JTP mentioned that. CantCon, of course, our sister convention in the summer. Each year, they've been doing this for 12 years. I think 2009 was the first one at the Overland Park Convention Center. A fantastic time. If you have not heard of CantCon or attended one, you're missing out. We all attend. It's a great time. Do not miss it. I mentioned Parlor. Great stuff.
If you're a paid RPG KC member,
you do get a discount. That's right. Parlor Games, fantastic role-playing stuff there. Tefra, the new shiny. Mentioned Play to Beat Brain Cancer. So this is a charity. They get donations from game companies and they sell it, and they raise money to fight brain cancer, raise awareness for brain cancer. Great folks there.
Did we shout out Gooey Cube?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, I'll let you get to it then.
I'll get to that in a second. Project Shiro Studios, a local artist here in town. Some really fun stuff. Also heavily involved with CantCon. And we have Sassy Bitch Boutique, which I can say because it's like not a child's channel. She does also
child in the background of Brandy's video.
what I meant was Sassy Witch Boutique.
You heard what he said earlier.
I couldn't hear what he said. I just heard something. So Jessica does lots of really, really cool, crafty stuff. She had a great booth in the virtual hall as well. So definitely check that stuff out. And I know there's some promotions still going And of course, Tabletop Gaming Hobby, one of the premier stores here in the Kansas City area, if not the premier store. A fabulous venue, and a great partner. They have their own streaming channel, and definitely check that content out. I would be remiss if I didn't. Hopefully, Laura's going to mention this before we end, but there's like stuff nearly every night, maybe not every night, but a lot. They have a lot of streaming content on the channel. You're missing out if you're not watching it.
Well, Tabletop will soon be adding Cardboard Cafe as well, for those of you who are not aware.
I was almost going to mention it, but I wasn't sure what your guys' open date was.
We don't have a specific date. We're looking at end of the year, first part of next year. But they're already starting the build out. You can see photos online. You can follow the story online on Facebook. They've already done the game room rebuild. If you guys didn't know, they've redone the tabletop game room. The front area has like the painting table. There are table carrels kind of down the side, and then there's a giant, I think it's 30-person or so breakout room that can be closed off to manage noise, and there are 2 more small 8 to 10-person breakout rooms as well. Those are eventually going to be rentable, reservable. Right now, obviously, without the game room being open, that's not the case, but then the cafe is going next to that, and that will also have additional seating space. Plus waffles, so how can you say no to that?
You can't.
Waffles,
you literally can't.
Waffles for the win.
Like waffles right now.
I can't.
On our sponsor end, we had some really incredible sponsors this year. Tabletop Game and Hobby was one of our platinum sponsors this year. Great stuff. Tabletopia. Okay, so Tabletopia, if you haven't heard of it, is an online digital board game playing platform, and they were essentially our board game library through this weekend. They gave everybody through the swag bags a week of their gold level pass, which basically is like the keys to the castle for everything for a week. So if you didn't know that, if you weren't paying attention, if you didn't think about it, whatever, this is the time to get in on that and make use of that. We also had a number of donations from them to our raffle for a month of that service. So fantastic.
And if you're not clear on what Tabletopia is, as we have the holidays coming up, this might be a really great investment for you. You can play actual board games, like good titles like Carcassonne and Wingspan and Settlers of Catan. Those can all be played online with people who are remotely located across the country. So if you don't get to travel to visit your family, but you still want some good hangout family time, it is fantastic for that.
Yeah, it's true. And there's also some custom games from indie developers because there's an engine for them to develop their own games there as well. Fantastic stuff. A gold sponsor is Dorky Dino for all she does. Oh my gosh.
It's so numerous.
Beyond. We have a lot of silver sponsors. You mentioned Gooey Cube. They're a silver sponsor. They donated 2 of their fantastic, beautiful hardback books for their game, which if you've not heard of Gooey Cube, Gooey Cube, Google it. It's really cool products. We're going to probably start running these at some of our game days starting in 2021. It's really impressive. I got a hold of some of the material, and it's really, really nice. So let's see what else. Pops and Bijou Games, also another silver sponsor. Fun stuff there. We got, I think I have, that's what this one. Oh, no. Stuff you'll find in our swag bag. Discounts from Adventure Week, Dice Geeks, D&D Elise, a free PDF, Level 1 Game Shop also provided a discount. Total Party Kill Games, Wizco Games, free product. Ad Astra has a discount. Verge Games has a free product. So there's tons of stuff. Look in your email, and I think
it is labeled as. If you are checking your thing, it is labeled as Midwest Game Fest 2020 update number 9.
Yes, and there was one a couple days ago too, but the number 9 has all the same stuff and more. So check that out. It's pizza time, as far as I know. Pizza.
It is.
So I don't know if we're doing this on the air while I chew, or if we're gonna.
Nobody wants to hear you chew.
I was thinking
Brad.
the same thing. So I'm going to turn this back over to someone else to close it up.
All right. Well, I'll take that as the guild master. That is generally my duties. Again, I want to thank everybody who showed up, even if it was just for one game or just to poke around the server or just to see what we had on offer. All the people who actually stuck around and played games. I I got to play in games that I didn't expect I was going to get to this weekend. Normally, Beth and Brad can probably attest that you get so busy running the convention that you don't actually get to participate in the convention. I still managed to have a fantastic time. I loved watching all the stuff that was happening on Twitch, and thank you so much to Clearly Guilty, the local premier Kansas City folk band that could not be at the Renaissance Festival this year because, of course, COVID. So they so politely agreed to actually perform at the convention despite technical issues. We still managed to get the concert put on. They have stuff on Facebook. They help raise money for Extra Life. You should definitely go check them out. They are amazing folks and deserve all of your dollars. Their CDs are great. Thank you to Andy and Brandy. And I promise I will never mess your guys' names up again because we've just spent so much time together this weekend. I feel like we're family now.
I would be remiss. I would be remiss if I totally spaced on the outline, so this is all my bad. But I've got to thank our special guests, including Clearly Guilty, which I totally spaced on. Kansas City's premier nerd band, like you were talking about, a staple on the RenFest circuit. They have not performed live since Midwest GameFest last year.
Yeah, I heard that. That was wild.
Definitely catch that stream. It'll be rebroadcast. Definitely check out their Facebook page, like and subscribe. They've got their own Discord for direct information from them.
Over there.
Yeah. Also, I want to thank Eric Carl, one of our special guests. Ran a huge amount of Savage Worlds. Definitely brought some interest to that, and he's with the Metagamers Anonymous podcast and the organizer of Tsunami. Eric's a fantastic guy, an author, game developer. He's a musician. He's like really something else, and fantastic to have him here this weekend. Sterling Hershey, author, freelancer, cartographer, a lot of Star Wars stuff, a lot of D&D stuff, some Savage Worlds. Again, a tremendous local talent. I want to thank Heather Anderson again for the cosplay work that she put in this year. It was amazing, a ton of work. Michael Katz with the Dungeons & Dragons Adventurers League has done a phenomenal job in a short amount of time, and was very willing and dedicated and did a super fantastic job. Wally Waltner.
He managed to get us 5 chins. Oh, yeah. We would not have had that without Michael.
Yeah, pulled it all off, made it look easy. It was like fantastic. Speaking of making things look easy, Wally Waltner with Pathfinder Society has wrangled an enormous number of games and GMs and players, and has just been amazing to work with over the last couple of years. And so thank you so much, Wally. And speaking of number of years, Kat Mills, I know we mentioned some of these folks earlier, but Kat and the Heroes of Rokugan people have been a staple of Midwest Game Fest for as long as before I was even involved. They've been doing this, flying in from all over the country and apparently the world.
Even our previous iterations of this convention.
Yeah, so
we were Midwest Game Fest.
I definitely want to shout out to Kat and her crew. She has a great team of organizers on her, and they do a ton of work. And their live interaction on Saturday evenings, legendary. So thank you, everybody. And I'm going to kind of slide back out.
Oh, and as Rob said in the chat, definitely thank you to Philip Hildreth. He also ran a lot of Savage Worlds this weekend.
Thank you, Phil.
Yes, we had so many good GMs. It was great to see everybody come out and really step up. Use all of the systems that were available. We all suffered through, learning Roll20, learning Discord, learning, Fantasy Grounds, or whatever the system was that people were using, and we managed to pull it off. We had a great time doing it. Is there anything else that anybody would like to pitch in before we start wrapping it up?
I think I'm good.
All right. Well, thank you guys again so much. This has been an absolutely fantastic convention. We had more participation, more interest, more resources available than I ever thought in April of this year that we were going to accomplish. And it has absolutely blown me away. All the things that we've had to learn, put together, coordinate with, with our team, with other entities like Laura and Tabletop Game and Hobby.
I'm an entity.
You are.
I'm arrived. This is awesome.
Laura.com. Laura.tv.
Oh, I'd clearly be Laura.org or something, right? I mean,
She has
.net.
Yes! Boom! All right, done. Laura.net.
.biz. But
Great.
Yeah,
Biz? No, I'm not a .biz.
Gonna thank everybody who came out. It's been great, and we'll be here next year in whatever format we exist in. You're probably gonna see all of our bright and shining faces. Who knows how many times between now and then. Thank you to Brandy. Thank you to Andy. Thank you to all the streamers. We are gonna try and grow the stream channel. We're gonna try and do stuff for monthly game days. We're gonna try and get stuff out here to stream throughout the month. If there's stuff that you want to see, definitely let us know. Visit us over on the RPGKC Discord and the rpgkc.org website to see what we're doing throughout the year. We have the RPGKC Facebook group is also where a lot of stuff gets posted. So I hope to see you guys all there. And at this point, I think we're going to go ahead and close it out and say that Midwest Game Fest 2020 is officially done.
Yes.
And is great success. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. And game on.
Game on.
All right, game on.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.